Hello everybody and welcome back to Higher Learning Test Prep's online video tutorial series. Today we're going to continue to look at the new reading section in the new SAT and most specifically what is different from the old SAT. So if you would like to skim this passage so you have a really good idea of what's going on, please pause the video now. If you're wondering how to skim, what we ask you to do is to read the italicized print at the top here and then read one or two lines from the top and bottom of every paragraph, one or two sentences. So if you're going to do that now. Don't worry about the cutoff here. This is the same paragraph, so you can read the beginning of this paragraph and the end down here. So pause the video now if you'd like to do so. If you're still with us, what we're going to look at is how the SAT is dealing with graphs. You may not see a graph here, but here it is, right down here. We're going to be asked to use this graph to answer two questions, which might seem a little bit scary, but I promise you it's actually really easy. So let's go down to number 20, the first question that asks about the graph. It says the graph following the passage offers evidence that gift givers base their predictions of how much a gift will be appreciated on what. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to use the answer choices, which we don't do on normal questions, but we're going to use this to calibrate our thoughts. What are they asking us about? It's either the appreciation level of the gift recipients, the monetary value, their own desires, or their relationship with the gift recipients. So the question again is, how do gift givers base their predictions on how much appreciation they'll get from the gift? Now, we look here at the graph, we see givers here, we see mean appreciation, and what these little bars are showing is the less or more expensive gift. It turns out, if we look at this, givers believe that more expensive gifts will be more valued, more appreciated than less expensive gifts, which is what we were asked. So all we need to do is find the answer that says the givers believe more expensive means more appreciation. I always like to simplify it like that. And ultimately, more expensive means more appreciation. That's represented by answer choice B, the monetary value of the gift. Okay, so we've seen the SAT just reworded that the gift is more expensive and said the monetary value of the gift equals greater appreciation. Okay, 22 says the authors would likely attribute the differences in gift giver and recipient mean appreciation as represented in the graph to. So the authors are saying, the question is asking, what would the authors say about this change? Why is it going on? So let's take a look. Ultimately, the authors are going to give their reasoning in the conclusion. So if you had skimmed this piece, what we're hoping that you would gather is where information is located. So they're sort of describing this trend for the first half of the passage, and then they don't even get into why until this last two paragraphs. So you might look there for your answer. It turns out the reason is given in this last paragraph. The notion of gift givers and gift recipients being unable to account for the other party's perspective seems puzzling because people sleep in and out of these roles every day, and in some cases multiple times in the course of the same day. Yet, despite the extensive experience people have as both givers and receivers, they often struggle to transfer information gained from one role and apply it to another. Here's the answer we're looking for. In theoretical terms, people fail to utilize information about their own preferences and experiences in order to produce more efficient outcomes in their exchange relations. In other words, we say in practical terms, people spend hundreds of dollars each year on gifts but somehow never learn to calibrate their gift expenditures according to personal insight. So in our words, we might say that people are having a hard time using the experience they have as recipients of gifts in order to inform their own gift giving. If we look at the answer choices, let's see. We always want to cross off answers. It's not that we live in an increasingly materialistic culture, because that would suggest the opposite, that people like more expensive gifts. Growing opposition to gift giving, there was nothing that stated that. A misunderstanding of intentions is a really good answer if you don't look back at the passage. So that supports what we've said all along about SAT reading, which is we always need to go find evidence. And they're going to emphasize that even more in the new test. So the answer is A, an inability to shift perspective. This perspective from a gift recipient to a gift giver, which would inform us to make better decisions and not just buy pricey gifts for people. So hopefully you just learned something about the SAT and maybe about gift giving. as well. But answer choices for 20 and 21, the best way to find them was to be really careful interpreting the graph and then go and find evidence in the passage. So I hope that answers some questions and relieves some anxiety about the new SAT. Stay tuned. We'll be continuing to look at the differences in the new SAT and the old SAT and give you tips and tricks for how to beat the new SAT. Take care, and if you have any other questions, feel free to get in touch on Facebook, Twitter, email, whatever you like, or you could just give us a call. higherlearningtestprep.com for any more information. Thank you folks for joining us, and we look forward to helping you in any way we can. Take care.